Welcome students. Class 5, subject EVS 1, chapter number 18, the environment and us. Let us recap what we have studied in the earlier class. As I have explained you about the meaning of abiotic. Abiotic means what? Can you tell me? Abiotic, in short, it means that living things, non-living things. Abiotic means what? The non-living things that are present in the environment, the non-living components. Now, can you tell me what are the non-living components or the abiotic components that we have studied or we have seen? The abiotic components are what? Land, water, air, soil, etc. So, these are the abiotic components. Now, what are the biotic components or what is the meaning of biotic component? Biotic means the living thing or the, and in living thing the biotic components, the components are that we have seen as plants, animals, insects, human beings, fungus, etc. Right? So biotic and abiotic are the two different concepts and components, but biotic components are dependent on abiotic components. Moving further, what is deforestation? Deforestation is removal of trees from the forest or cutting down of trees from the forest. Moving further, what are the types of pollution that we have learned in the last class, and what are the causes of it? Can you tell me? We have studied mainly three types of pollution. One is water, land, and the last one is air pollution. Now, water pollution is caused because of the factories or the wastewater that is not processed and is let into the clean drinking water source or the water bodies. That is why that water gets polluted and water pollution is caused, one of the reason from it. Then land pollution, the soil that absorbs polluted water from the in the agricultural field, the pesticides and fertilizers that are sprayed due to rain, when that water fertilizers and pesticides that are sprayed, that chemical that is absorbed by the land, it creates a land pollution. And same way with the air pollution, the smoke and the poisonous gases that are released in the air, which are dangerous and harmful for our health, that is called as air pollution. Global efforts. Now we will move further with our class. Global efforts for the protection of environment. Now several projects are being implemented at the international level to maintain a balance in nature. It is important to raise the awareness of people all over the world about the threat of the environmental balance. Many countries of the world are enacting laws that will help to prevent the pollution of air, water, and soil. So now here many different steps that are being taken to stop or to prevent the pollution that is being caused. So it is not only in India but all over the world these steps are being taken so that a proper balance is there in the environment. We have seen in the last class that if there is an imbalance in the nature, then it is a threat to the living things that are present on the earth. Living threat means all the living beings that come under, living things that come under it. That means the plants, animals, human beings, all whole biodiversity and the ecosystem will be disturbed if there is an imbalance in the environment. efforts to maintain biodiversity. Now in the last class we have already studied about the biodiversity. Biodiversity means what? Biodiversity means plants, animals and insects. They all together make it are called as biodiversity. Now biodiversity parks, and what are biodiversity parks? An area which is reserved for the purpose of protecting and conserving the biodiversity of a region is called biodiversity park. So now where animals, plants and other insects that are altogether preserved, that place which is reserved for this purpose only, that is called as the biodiversity parks. Moving further, national parks. Some areas which are important for the protection and conservation of wildlife are reserved for them. Now in national parks, where wild animals which are present, for them it is reserved. That place is reserved for the wild animals to stay there. So that is called as the national parks. Now many of us have been to the might be knowing about the national parks and might be aware of national parks. In Borivali we have national park here in Mumbai, in the outskirts of Mumbai. For example, the Kaziranga National Park and the Doba National Park. This is in India. Now we will move further in sanctuaries. Certain forest areas are reserved for the protection and conservation of a particular animal or plant. Such a reserved area is called as a sanctuary. Now the sanctuaries that are famous are the Radhanagiri sanctuary for bisons. Now here in sanctuaries, wildlife is protected, animals are also protected. Now these sanctuaries or these places are famous for the animals. So now here the Radhanagiri sanctuary which is there, it is famous for bisons. The picture that you see is of a bison. It is an animal. Plants on the earth are destroyed, in number of animals are also fall. So if plants are destroyed, then the number of animal will also decrease, and that is the reason, that is why it is necessary to protect plants. Mayani Lake has formed due to a dam built on the Chand River in Satara. Flamingo from the Siberia region in the northern Asia migrate into this lake. Now because of this, what has happened? A lake which is there in Satara, there this lake is formed, and where flamingos, these are birds that come from Siberia. They travel from Siberia to uh, this place in Satara, that which is known as Mayani Lake, and here they build nest and lay eggs. Once the baby grow big enough, they return with them to Siberia. This is also called as migration. Here, if you understand one word that will arrive, that is migration. Migration means what? Leaving your own place for some time for the betterment and going to a place where in fact animals also do, and in olden days we human beings also did for the availability, as there is lack of availability of food, water. And in the last chapter also, where we studied about water, there also you have studied about migration. Migration means leaving your place where you stay and going to the other place for some time, and after that you go back to your place again. So these Siberian birds which are there, they are called as flamingo. So from Siberia they come to India, they travel all the way from Siberia and they stay here for certain period of time. They build here nest, they lay eggs, and after that, once their young ones are grown, they take their young ones along, the whole family travels back to Siberia. In the recent past of the as the water level in the dam had fallen, the flamingo had stopped coming. However, the lake has now been declared as a sanctuary for birds. Now, when at once what happened, that the water level of that lake decreased means it had gone down, and because of that these flamingo birds had stopped coming. But now it is very much okay, and now also these birds come. So now this lake which was there, now it is declared that it is a sanctuary, it is a bird sanctuary, it will be only available for the birds. There is a Maldhok, the great Indian bustard sanctuary in Nanaganj in Sholapur district. These huge, weighty birds are famous for their graceful gait. These birds live in open grass and they feed on insects. Now these are what they are called. They are called as Maldok, and they are also known as Great Indian Bustard. They are found in Sholapur, and they are found in Sholapur, and they live on insects. They eat what? They eat insects, and they are famous for their graceful gait. Gait means what? Moving and walking in such a manner with the toes up. So they are famous for that. For the beauty it is famous for. As they are hunted for their meat and their eggs, the number is fast dividing. Their number is fast dividing means what? That these birds are eaten, their meat is eaten and their eggs are also eaten. Because of this, hunting is done, for meat hunting is done, and for the eggs also. So their number is decreasing on a very fast rate. Maharashtra state has declared that Nananaj area is a sanctuary for the great Indian bustards. Deers are also found in these grasslands. Now Maharashtra government has declared that this place, which is in Sholapur, Nanaj, will be only for these birds. To preserve these birds, this is declared as sanctuary. Wherever a wildlife or animals that are to be preserved, that place is reserved. If it is reserved and it is declared, that places are called as sanctuary. Now about 50 kilometers from Pune, on the Pune Ahmednagar highway, a village of Morachi Chincholi is famous for the peacock population. The old, well looked after tamarind tree here have created a favorable environment for the bird. Peaflaw have found sanctuary in this village. Peaflaw means what? The more of peacocks are being found over here. Yes, so it is called as peaflaw. Peaflaw means number more of peacock. The number of peacock here is more. So this place in Pune, where it is near on the Pune Ahmednagar highway. So there tamarind trees are there, and around that tamarind trees these peacocks have started staying over there. So now they are declared as the peaflaw and are they have their sanctuary over there. Peacock sanctuary you will find over there. Indian culture gives importance to the protection of forest. The Devrai is an example. People believe that Devrai is really a jungle reserved for God. No tree or plant in a Devrai is ever cut. That is why all trees in a Devrai are safe even today. Now here it is an Hindu belief that Devrai, if wherever this, what is the meaning of Devrai actually, we will see further. Wherever Devrai is there people will not cut the trees, or they will not cut down the trees or plants. So because of this, forest can be saved and the trees can be saved. So this is one of the reason, and it is believed in Indian culture, and it is a kind of protecting forest. So here Dev means God and Rai means forest. So it is declared or given the name as Devrai so that people do not cut trees or cut the forest. So that is why this name is derived, and wherever this place is declared, there people do not cut the trees. Maharashtra has many Devrais. In Madhya Pradesh, they are known as Sharanvan. Devrais give shelter not only to the plants but also to the animals that live there. Hence, Devrais or Sharvanas can be called the sanctuaries of ancient times. So here with this we come to the end of our chapter.